G'day and welcome to another tutorial. Today I'm going to be teaching you how to get this screen. And this screen is, my computer just booted up, just to prove it. I'll turn it off and turn it back on. And this is a Lenovo laptop, and I'm going to be showing you how to dual boot Android and Windows 8.1. This is Android 8.1 Release 1, x86, the 64-bit version, and we've got Windows 8.1. So, why would you do this? What's a couple of scenarios why you would do this? Well, you might want to just have fun and have two OSs on there. Second and foremost, you might want to, if you let your kids use a laptop, and also they need to do homework, because most schools these days use Chromebooks and iPads. You can give your children the option of using Android x86, which pretty much Chromebooks use for the operating system. You can also install the apps on that, like the Google Docs and everything like that, because I know a lot of schools use that, Google Docs. So yeah, but I'm going to show you how to do it, but I do make a note before I'm starting. I'm not reliable for any hardware damage or software incorrectness that errors that someone might do by misinterpreting or mislistening to this video. So I'm putting this disclaimer on the video now. I am not responsible for if you do anything wrong. I am showing you how I did it and the exact steps how I did it. So the best thing you can do is follow these steps exactly if you don't want to brick your your computer. So first and foremost, things you need: obviously a computer. Second thing you need, preferably a memory stick, or if you've got a disk drive in your computer, you can do an Android installation on a DVD, because Android 8.1 is 800 and odd megabytes, so it won't fit on a normal CD. And you need to modify you need to modify and partition your hard drive. So I'll show you what I've done on my end. It all starts off with the Windows side. So you've got Windows pre-installed. You want to go to this PC. You want to go to right click it and then go manage. And what this will do, it'll bring up the management console for the computer. So this brings up the event log and everything like that, and device manager and disk management and everything like that. So when the program launches, which is here, you want to go down to disk management. Now before you even do this, you've got to make sure that you've only got 3 partitions on your hard drive, because this is a custom firmware. The stock firmware has stock Windows was erased ages ago. I repartitioned the whole hard drive, but I do warn you, as I said, that do this at your own risk. I'm not responsible for any bricking or anything you'll do to your laptop if you do this incorrectly. So I repartitioned the hard drive using a program called Gpart Partition Editor, which is a Linux-based program. And what I done was, I took this, as I said, I took the stock firmware off, because first of all it came with bloatware. Second of all, Windows 10 it erased my files a couple of times. That's why I was sick of the operating system and took it off, and I just downgraded it to Windows 8.1, which you see here. So what I done was, I thought at the time when I was doing it, what am I going to use this laptop for? What do I want to use it for? How do I want to utilize it, and what services and operating systems on it? So I decided, before I even stuck Windows on here, to put Android and Windows on it. So my second part is to format the whole hard drive so it's just one drive, and then you got to section it off. So you just go, you just erase all the partition volumes on there, and then depending on how big your hard drive is, which this one's a 500, so I just installed the Windows operating system on it. When it was a whole 500 gig hard drive, went through the process, and all I did was, when I finished all the process, when I opened up Windows, when I installed it, freshly installed, as I right click here, and then you want to go to shrink volume. You can do it this way as well, but if you do it the G-parted way, you might as well just do all your partitioning while you're in that app. But you can do it this way too. So you, if you don't got the privilege of wiping your OS and got a spare one lying around, you want to shrink your volume using disk management. Now on this window, usually what you'll do is you'll type the how big you want the Android partition in megabytes. So I just cancel that. So I typed in 45 megabytes, which roughly they rounded it off to 43, which I roughly got 40 gigs to use, because the Android OS is like 3-4 gigs. So I done that, and then what I done was, what you can do is you can reopen the disk G part partition editor, and what you want to do is you want to format this one to ext3. There's a later OS file system version for Linux, which is ext4, which is not as stable as ext3, which I found out years ago. Well, going on 8 years ago now that I found that out. So I've always stuck with ext3, and I've never had a problem with it. Not once. So once you've done all that and all the partitioning and everything, as I said, I'm not reliable for any damages or bricking of your device. You want a Android installation, which is on here. I'll show you what I've done. So what we want to do is we want to plug this hard drive in, because this has got the source of the Android installation, and we are going to be using a program on Windows called Universal USB Installer. So what this program does is it makes a USB installation, and you can use it like how you, instead of using a DVD or CDs to do your boot off to do your installation. So we only go to ETSHDD, no, not ETSDLNA server. Get out of there. Get out of there. This PC, sorry about that. Software, USB, Universal USB, oh hang on, Universal USB installer. Yes. Next. Now in this first box, it's a drop down menu. You want to go in this box here, and you want to select Android. You want to browse for your Android ISO file, which is here. Oh, okay. And you want to select your memory stick, which is the 16 gig UI. And I click FAT32 format. And also please note, this is for legacy devices this way. You can use Rufus and the DD option on Rufus to do this installation, but this is the way I've done it. Okay, so it's not the wrong way, it's just the way I do things. So this is just asking you, do you want to, it's just giving you the information what will happen to the data on the drive, what the program's going to do after it's been formatted. So we're not going to do that because we've got the installation already. So we'll just we can say that we've done the installation. I won't assume because I've actually done it. Now, before you launch this installation, be advised that this is when I do need you to make sure that you have done the partitioning correctly and everything like that, because if you don't, you are not going to work properly. So you want to reboot. So I'll just put you down here for now so I can just have one hand free. It's just rebooting, restarting. Now once that screen turns off, you just want to keep on tapping one of the F keys on this. I forgot which one it is. Oh, I missed the opportunity. So let's do this. So I've brought up the boot menu. So if we see right there, we've got USB HDD, and then it says Alexa. So that's what's the installations on. So we want to okay, and this is the Android installation. So you can boot the live CD, which it's a live USB, but anyway, it thinks it's on. It's what the thing. And you've also got live CD debug mode. Windows, you can install it, and then you've got advanced features. So install. So now it's come up with this is the partitioning side, and this is where people muck up, because you got to make sure you know what you're doing, so you don't have muck up. So DA1 is an NTF partition, and that's the system reserve, what you're seeing in the disk management. If we look at number 2, partition 2, this is also NTFS, and this has got the Windows installation on it. And then if we go down to DA3, which is a ext3 partition, as I told you, not ext4, and this one's got Android on it. So that's what I mean, assuming that you've done this properly, you want to leave that as ext3, because if you click this, it doesn't give you an option for ext3. You got ext4, NTFS, FAT32, and that's it. So ext4, even though it's, well, 3 isn't higher than 4, it is not that stable. As I said, a year you keep writing this on a mechanical hard drive, a year later it'll fuck the whole hard drive. Mind my language. But usually in this case, you just go do not format, and then you just run through the installation. There is a part in the installation that I will say is you don't want to format the EFI partition, because usually the EFI partition will be the number 2. So what you want to do is just go no on that part, but say yes to everything else. I won't go through the installation because I'll wipe my actual Android. So we're just going to assume that you know what you're doing. And then we're going to assume that Android's installed. So we're going to take this out. We're going to turn you off. Then we're going to turn you on. And if you've done things successfully and done a reboot, this screen will come up here. Boom. So it gives you the option of Android and things. So we're going to launch Android. Just note that I have customized this version of Android. So what you're going to see is custom. It's the launcher and the apps on it, because I've played around with Android for the past 3 days now. I hadn't had it for long. I've always had Android on my studio computer, which I've I've demonstrated on that computer in the past, but this is the Android OS, which is great. So I usually got this for my because I'm just experimenting. So because my nephew when he needs to do his homework and stuff, his mum's got the same laptop as this. So I was going to install Android and do the same system, jailboot Windows alongside it, Android. So they have the best of both worlds. And it's all good if they buy the Chromebook, but it just gives them that option on here, you know. So yeah, no, it's this has got a mechanical drive in it, so it will take a bit longer than usual. So yeah, here's the OS itself. This has got Play Store on it as well. Some Android versions you find on there just come with the stock operating system. It doesn't come with Play Store, but this version does. So this version of Android release 1 of 8.1 Oreo is certified by Google. Oops, and I just got my pattern wrong. No, I got it right. So what it's doing now is it's just loading. That's the only downfall about having a mechanical hard drive rather than SSD. You got to wait for the OS to actually load. But pretty much once this Android's loaded, it's actually works all good. It's just that when you first turn it on and load up Android, it's that loading time that can be a killer. But you know, not everything's perfect. As you can see, you've got the recent key, got the home key, and then you've got the back key, and you've got your custom launcher. See, my notifications on my MeWi's coming through like they would on a tablet. So yeah, as I said, this has got Play Store. You can go in the Play Store and download apps, everything like that. There's the app drawer. You got your notifications, your settings, quick settings, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, because this computer's got Bluetooth and that's on as well. Cast screen, location services, so everything that you can do on an Android tablet. Good thing about this version of Android 2 is not all Androids let you do it, is you can have multiple users. So my nephew can still play on here, and also his mum can have a user too if she wanted to, and I may make her a profile and sign into her Play Store and everything like that. So it's like giving, because some tablets do it, but not all. But every time you install a stock version of Android on here, or Android x86, like it always comes with that option of multiple users, which is great, and the device comes rooted too, so you don't have to root the device, because usually why they take root off is it voids the warranty when you're like on a tablet and stuff. If you go to root your tablet, which voids your warranty. But the good thing about an x86 thing, with it's not being put on by a manufacturer, it will come it will come pre-rooted, so you can go and muck around with the admin. So pretty much rooting, all that means is, even though some people will find it funny, I've gotten a few funny looks saying I'm going to root my tablet, because I have a few times done it and they've looked at me funny like, hey, what the hell are you on about? You're going to put your penis inside your tablet? Which, you know, that's the slang word for intercourse, or sexual intercourse is rooting. But yeah, no, so I can run rooted programs on here, so they can I can modify more of the Android OS. But yeah, no, it's pretty good. Just still experimenting with it. It's loaded up, so the loading time's stopped. You don't have to really wait anymore. it runs smoothly once it is loaded up. Just to let you know that also that if you're finding your laptop is bugging with it, this works comfortably with 4 gigs of RAM. If you've got less than 4 gigs of RAM, like 2 or 1, your best bet is to downgrade to either Marshmallow or Lollipop with Play Store, because you at least minimum for Oreo to run okay, you need at least 4 gigs of RAM, because Oreo itself uses just 2 gigs for the operating system to actually run, and that's beside your applications. So by the time you've filled up that 2 gigs, well, as I said, if you had a 2 gig computer, you won't have enough room to run your apps, and you'll be caging your data all the time, and your CPU won't get time to read it. So, but yeah, this is Android for you, and just to demonstrate, well, I did demonstrate before of booting Windows and everything like that. So yeah, that is how you do dual booting on a computer or on a Lenovo laptop. That's how you dual boot Windows 8.1 64 with a and that's actually quite funny. I just realised I've got Windows 8.1 and I've got Android 8.1. So both of them are 8.1. Even though Windows 10 is the latest, but for Android at this time, because they'll probably come up with a 9 or something, as yeah, this has both got 8.1. Windows 8.1 and Android 8.1. So yeah, I just thought I'd show you this tutorial. Bit of a lengthy one, and until the next time, you guys have a good day and a good night, and until next time, chit chat.